In this video, I'm gonna share with you my 4-step proven process to build a targeted audience on any platform. My name is Rakeem Madison, and we're gonna jump right into the content. All right, so let's get right into it, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get my marker, and I'm gonna take you through the 4 phases that I go through to build an audience on any platform. Literally, doesn't matter, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually use the top 4 platforms out: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, to show you the similarities between each and every one of them, all right? All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna put an A up here. Now this A right here is gonna stand for the first phase. The first phase, you have to attract your audience, right? Now on every platform, they have something that's very, very similar, and you're gonna see it as I start to break it down. All right, so now if I'm gonna go ahead and write attract right here. Okay, so that's the first phase. Now let's go ahead and just take Facebook for the first platform we're gonna talk about. So on Facebook, how do we actually build an audience? Well, in order for us to build an audience on Facebook, we actually have to send out a friend request to people. Now, at this point, yes, they do have like stories and they got reels and all of that stuff, and you can actually get found that way, but we're gonna focus on the basics of Facebook, audience building, right? All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put add friend. So that's what we got to do to build our audience. Now, when you add that friend, guess what's going to happen? They're going to look at that friend request, and then they're going to start checking you out, right? So what's the first thing that they're going to look at? They're going to click over to your profile, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put profile right here. All right, now when they go over to your profile, it's a couple different things that they're going to look at. One of the first things they're going to see is the banner, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put the banner. The next thing they're going to see is going to be what? They're going to see your profile pic, right? And they're looking at your profile pic to kind of understand, okay, is this somebody who's welcoming? Is this somebody I feel like I can actually do business with, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the profile, and I'm going to just put profile pic. All right, now the next thing that they're gonna look at is they're gonna look at what we call, or at least what I call, a WIFM statement, right? Now, what is a WIFM statement? I'm gonna go ahead and do the dash right here so you know what this is corresponding to. So this is gonna be corresponding to your bio. So they have a little short bio space on Facebook, and what you can do in that is you can let people know how you help them, right? So what I'll put right here is I'll put WIFM, which is what's in it for me. So when they come to your profile, they want to see how can you help them. It's not about you, it's about how you can help them, right? All right, so now we got our WIFM statement. The next thing they're gonna see, after they look at all that, they're gonna go and they're gonna take a look at more of your content. So when they start looking at your content on Facebook, like your posts, maybe you're doing some reels, maybe you're doing stories, right? They're gonna start looking at all of those different things, and as they're doing that, they're gonna make up in their mind whether or not you can actually help them. Right? So this is basically the equation to build an audience on Facebook, right? So you're going to start adding friends. But before you do that, you want to make sure that you got your profile set up, you got your banner, your profile pic look welcoming, and then right here for your bio, you got a WIFM statement that actually tells people how you're going to help them. And then right here, boom, you got to have the content as well, right? All right, so let's go to the next platform. So the next platform we're going to look at is Instagram, right? So let's go ahead and go through the same processes. All right, so here we go. So when it comes to IG, I'm going to go ahead and put that up here real quick. The first thing we got to do on IG is we got to follow people. And remember, we're looking at the basics. We know we got reels, stories, and all of that stuff, but we're just going to look at the basics. So check it out, right? So we got to follow people in order to get their attention. Now, what they going to do? They're going to look at that who followed them, and then guess what they're going to do? They're going to go over to your profile, and they're going to start looking at certain things. Now on Instagram, your profile, right? We're going to go right back to that, right? They're going to look at the profile. Now within the profile, what are the things that they're going to be focused on? So let's go ahead and put a dash here. The first thing they're going to see is, of course, they're going to see your profile pic, right? And then the next thing they're going to see is they're going to actually see your bio. Right? Because on Instagram, the bio is very, very important space, right? Now, in that bio, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a link right here, because you can also put a link to whatever it is that you have, right? So if the bio, it's going to be the same thing as it was on Facebook, which is your WIFM statement, how you actually help people, right? And then now this link right here, let me go ahead and finish that. This link right here is going to be like a lead magnet, right? So your WIFM statement is actually going, let me just write it out so you can visually see it. So your with them statement should be corresponding to what this link is, right? Because this, once they see everything set up and they start to look at your content, which is the next step in this process, go ahead and put that real quick. So now, once they start to look at your content and they see that you can help you, that you can help them, then guess what? Now they start to go to this link because they're interested, right? All right, so let's go to the next platform because I don't want to spend too much time, but I know that you're seeing some similarities between the first two platforms so far. All right, so we're gonna kind of do a different type of platform. All right, so now we're gonna go to the almighty TikTok, right? Because we know that's popping right now, right? All right, so now we're gonna go ahead, and when it comes to TikTok, we know that we have to create content first to be found, right? This is not like follow or go add a friend type thing, unless of course you just know somebody, right? So with this one, we wanna start with content first, okay? Content first. All right, now, once they see our TikTok short form video, it pops up in their feed and then they're like, oh, that was an interesting video. Let me see what else this person has to offer. So now, guess what they do? They come right over to your profile. And what are they gonna see on your profile? They're gonna see a what? They're gonna see a bio. And guess what we want to have in that bio? We want to have that what? Let's go ahead and just put it up here so you can see it once again. That with them statement, which is what's in it for them. Okay, that's what you got to let them know. How can you help them? And the more clear you are on this, the easier it is as we go throughout the 4 phases that I'm talking about here. All right. All right, so boom, we got our profile, we got our bio, we got our with them statement set up, and then I think that TikTok actually has, maybe they got some requirements to where you can actually have a link right there. But if the requirements don't, because I know things change all the time, but if there aren't any requirements, guess what you also have? You also have the ability to link, right? And let me know down below in the comments if that has changed since they first rolled out, because I know that can happen from time to time. All right. All right, so boom, we got our content first, we got our profile, we got our bio with the link, and then guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna go look at more content. And guess what? The algorithms are pretty much tailor things to actually just keep showing to people's highest engaged audience, right? So hopefully you get what I'm saying there. All right, so boom, so this is the equation to build an audience on TikTok. All right, so let's go ahead and look at my all-time favorite, which is actually YouTube, right? All right, so when it comes to YouTube, what we want to do, I'm gonna just put YT here for YouTube, and then, all right, so now YouTube is also a content first platform. All right, so I'll put content right here, content first. Oh, gotta make sure I spell that right. All right, so now after they find your content, what are they gonna do? They're gonna go over to your channel page, right? So the channel page for YouTube is the same thing as a profile, right? So I'm gonna put channel page and then I'm gonna put profile right here because that's basically a profile. Now, when they go to your profile, what are they gonna see? They're gonna see a banner, right? That's typically the first thing that they're gonna see. And if your banner speaks to what your with them statement pretty much says that you help people with, like I said, it makes this process easier. Okay, so now with the banner, after the banner, then you're gonna see other videos and different things like that. But what I like is that YouTube on the profile page, you can actually also have the bio, right? Plus they give you like a space, on the front page to actually, put like a lead magnet or whatever it is, right? So you can actually start getting people throughout your process. But don't worry about it. We're going to get to that part, in the phase of, generating leads and different things like that. All right. All right. So boom, we got our content first. We got our channel page. We got our banner. We got our bio with our link. Okay. And then also they have like ways you could put like sections and different things to really make your profile page, look attractive. All right. All right. So at this point, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go and watch more content. So you can see that TikTok and YouTube are very, very similar, right? Because they start with content first. For social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram, they start more with you build out your branding elements such as your profile page, your banner and all of that good stuff. And then you start adding friends. So it's more like outreach versus attraction when it comes to like video platforms like YouTube and TikTok, all right? So those are the platforms, right? So what we just did is we just broke down that, I pretty much just showed you that every platform is very, very familiar when it comes to the attraction phase, right? It's not that much of a difference. Now we're gonna move on to the next phase, which is phase number 2. And what that is I'm gonna put a C right here. Now this C, what does the C stand for? So the C stands for connect. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put connect right here. Now, what does it mean to actually connect? So when you connect, what you're doing is you're providing this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up here. You're providing value, right? Now, I know you probably heard that word many times, and you're probably like, man, like, what does that really mean? Because you probably hear multiple people telling you to give value. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my definition. So my definition of value, let me go ahead and circle this. My definition is leave people better than when they came. All right, so then when they came. All right, so that basically means is if, let's say for instance, I create a video and that video is about how to unclog your toilet. Well, if the person that came to watch that video, if they were searching for it, then 9 times out of 10, they didn't actually know how to unclog their toilet, right? So what did I do in my video? My job is to leave them better than when they came. Right? So if they actually unclogged their toilet after watching my video, I just provided them value, right? That is the simplest way for you to understand what value is, all right? Now, on top of that, we also have to clearly describe the problem they are dealing with. Okay, now what does that mean? That means that we can't be vague in our content and say things like, are you tired of this? Are you tired, or do you not have enough time? You see how there's nothing that correlates to that. So let me give you a perfect example. So I did a video called Best Virtual Phone System for Small Business, right? Now in that video, one of the things that I focus on, or at least a problem, I knew that I was talking to small business owners in that piece of content. Now what I focused on was time, because I know that small business owners, a lot of them, they have businesses that, they're getting a lot of phone calls and different things like that. But if you're constantly getting phone calls and you're trying to focus on what you do best, you can't really focus on what you do best because you're always pulled away because you got to go answer the phone, right? So I clearly described that in the video, and a person that's dealing with that, they can clearly see exactly what I'm talking about. So they feel like I just know them. You see what I'm saying? So you got to really know how to connect with people. So right here, right? I'm providing value and I'm clearly describing the problem that they have, right? And if I can do that, I can start to build trust, right? Because what we're in right now is we're actually in the trust phase, right? We went through the attracting. We let them know what our with them statement. We let them know the problem we can help them solve. And then we're providing value to them. And so now they feel like we're helpful. And then boom, we're clearly describing the problem. So now they're like, man, this person just really understands me, right? That's what you want to do. That's what you want to create when it comes to your audience, all right? All right, so now we're going to move on to the next one, right? So we're going to go ahead and erase this real quick, all right? All right, so the next one is the Q. Okay, so the Q, what does the Q stand for? The Q stands for qualify. All right, so how do we qualify people? Well, we can either attract the right people or repel the wrong people. And how do you do that? Well, one of the ways that you can do that is you can actually do this in your content. So like, for example, if I'm doing, I do video, and one of the things that I can do is while I'm doing like content, I can let people know the things that I stand for, the things that I don't stand for, the people who I want to work with, and the people who I don't want to work with. Now, obviously, you don't have to do it within that order, to where you're constantly saying those things. But the more and more you let people know who it is that you want to deal with, the easier it is to push the wrong people away. Now, when it comes to me, one of the things that I like to do inside of my content is I like to make sure that I'm inspiring the people to take action, right? So I'll verbally say it, and then you'll also see it in my description. So if you ever look in my description, one of the things that I say is to make sure that you implemented what you learned in the video, because I want to make sure that I'm talking to the right person. Because a person who doesn't plan to do anything and they have like a microwave mindset, I instantly want to repel them with my message. And so that's what you want to do inside your content. Attract the right people and repel the wrong people. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on from here. So I'm going to go ahead and erase these right here, and we're going to move on to the next one. Okay. So the next one is going to be the C. Okay, so what does this C right here stand for? So this C right here stands for convert, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and put CONVERT, Convert. Now, this is the part of the video where we're going to start to get into generating leads and actually converting into sales. Maybe you got a course or you got like a coaching program or whatever it is that you're selling, maybe even an affiliate product, right? Well, that doesn't happen without the other three things that I just talked about, right? But we're going to go over it. So what do you need to do to actually generate a lead? Well, you need to have a lead magnet, right? Now, one thing I want you to understand about this lead magnet, the people that are going to be, the audience you're going to be building, those people are going to be a cold audience, right? So if you build a lead magnet that does this right here, lead them into pleasure. If you do that from the start and they don't know you, they're not going to trust or believe that you can lead them into pleasure, right? But they will allow you to take them away from pain. So what does that mean? So what that means is they're not going to trust that you can take them into a positive situation, right? But they will allow you to take them out of a painful situation, right? So what does that look like? So if I say how to lose 40 pounds in 90 days, you see how there's nothing on the end that makes them really want to take that action. If they want to lose 40 pounds, in their mind, they're kind of thinking like, okay, well, what am I going to have to do? Am I going to have to do a lot of exercising, a lot of running, eating a lot less food? They're already thinking of different things in their mind, right? Now, let's do another type of headline. So let's say, for instance, the headline is free video reveals 7 mistakes that affiliate marketers make that keeping them from making their first $10,000 month, right? So what did I do in that headline? I took them away from the pain because the pain are the mistakes. You see what I mean? Now, right here, let me give you a real life example so that it makes sense. So when it's taking somebody into pleasure, so let's say, for instance, I have a $250,000 car. And then everybody knows that that's a very expensive car. And then I actually put that car on Craigslist for $500. Immediately in somebody's mind, they're already thinking it has to be something wrong with the car. The same thing when it comes to your lead capture page that actually leads people into pleasure. Hopefully you're getting what I'm saying. And if you don't, let me know down below in the comments. I'll clarify that for you. All right. All right, so now we built our lead magnet. We take them away from pain on that lead magnet. And guess what? I'm going to put all of them back up here so you can see it again, right? So I'm not going to put like the social medias, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put the entire methodology, right? So we got our A, we got our C, we got our Q, and I'm doing this because I want you to see something. And then we got our C right here, right? All right, so one thing you got to understand is these three right here are all a part of the trust building process, right? So I'm gonna put trust building, okay? So they came across your content, they saw your branding elements, and if you go back to the video, to the beginning of the video, you'll see everything that I was talking about, but all of your branding elements, your bio, your with them statement, and then now you're connected with them, you're providing value, you're clearly describing the problem that they have. So what's going on in this is you're building that trust, right? Now, once you get over here to where we're converting and we're talking about lead magnets, your course, your coaching program, your membership, and all of that stuff, because you built the trust here, this right here is what we call easy money, right? Easy money, but it doesn't happen without the trust. And that's the thing that you got to understand. So hopefully you got some value from this video. And if you did, definitely go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Also, if you want to learn step by step exactly how I grew my audience leveraging the power of online video, then go ahead and click the first link down below in the description. That's going to take you through my 6-part video training series. That's going to show you exactly how I did it. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.